Bridear. Bridear. I think it's Bridear. I've never had someone actually confirm that for me. Anyway, this is a group who I've been talking about for quite a few years. And do you know what? This is a group who's been going through some rather interesting phases. Like when I first heard them, when we first covered them, I think it was back in 2020 that we did like the first few reactions to their stuff. It felt like they were a band very much in that sort of center ground of doing that compressed hard rock, you know, really had a bit of a mainstream sound, but with a lot of kind of a unique energy behind it. It felt like they were trying to go for something commercial, but they had some extra ideas that were just waiting to seep through. And then when I caught up with them like a year or so later, they were doing some really off-the-wall crazy stuff. This feels like a band who have a lot of ideas. It's very hard sometimes to really 100% get to grips with what the Bridear sound is, but you know, every time it feels like a good surprise. And I know they've been through some member changes. Now, I must apologise. I don't know all the member changes. Sorry, if you can hear my phone, apologies. I don't know, it shouldn't be going off. I do everything in one take. Oh, wait. Anyway, so yeah, this is a band who I don't know all the member changes. All I know is that every time I hear them, they seem to be reinventing their sound a lot, but they're always in that hard rock area. And always, one thing I will give them credit for, they always seem to put a focus on melody, on making songs that are interesting rather than just showy. So I'm excited to check this out. This is the brand new song called Still Burning. You already know that if you clicked on the video. Anyway, I'm going to check it out. I have no idea what to expect. I'm just looking forward to it. And as always, going to be 100% honest. YouTubery stuff. Remember to like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it. All right. Glitchy. Oh, is this a new record company? Have they made a record company? No, I don't. Oh, gotta love the dramatic spins. Yeah, so far this is a good intro. Where are we going to take this though? Okay, the backing's really sort of bedded in, just sort of keeping the rhythm going. So I'm waiting for that bit where the big chord change comes in, where they're going to pay off all this energy and momentum they built up. That's not what I expected. There it is. Okay, so that pre-chorus caught me off. Okay, I have no doubt this is definitely going to do a lot for their popularity. And the energy's great. I'm going to just see how it develops. It's a good chorus. It's not like their best chorus, but it's a good chorus. I'm kind of holding up for a big bridge now to really throw us into the last chorus. The energy's great though. I can't stop my foot tapping right now. Alright, here we go. Don't just be a guitar solo. Do more. Alright. You've got to have the guitar solo. I know that. But I want it to build up from this. I really want it to launch into the last chorus. I love how the solos are getting faster and faster. Oh my god, they are getting faster. I can't give him credit. It's a simple bridge, but they're doing a good job of like picking up the energy actually. Yeah, this is definitely gonna, a lot of people are gonna like this. This is gonna be really good for Bridear's, I think, popularity. Now, I've got a few things I want to say about this one because I think there's two ways of looking at this. First of all, is it good for Bridear? Second of all, is this like one of my favourite Bridear songs? You can probably guess where I'm going with both of these. Now, first of all, I will say the reason why I think this is objectively good for them and as a single, which I'm assuming it is, it's got its own music video. It's obviously a song they're using for promotional purposes. I think it's great for that. There's a lot of people who are really into, if you like, you've got a lot of people into the sort of the, I always use sort of like Love Bites as a particular example of this, but that kind of, every time I mention metal genres, it's not like other styles. When I mention metal genres, people are like, no, that's not what you meant. You meant Norwegian thrash death metal. It's like, no. Look, that type of fast metal where it's like rumble, 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 rumble. But with a big melody. Whatever that genre is. There's a lot of people who are really into that kind of thing, and Love Bites, of course, are very much an example of how people are really getting into that kind of thing. There's been bands like Lonesome Blue and other ones as well. And I get the feeling this is very much playing to that idea. It's a great energy, a lot of riffing, really good headbanging. Like I said, I couldn't stop tapping my foot. Big chorus that you can sing along to. You really sort of like shout your guts out just singing along to this. And of course, solos. People love guitar solos in this kind of thing. So in those terms, I would say this is great. And it's good for them. It's going to increase their popularity. As an actual view, maybe a bit more subjective, just talking about this as a Bridear song, I think that as good as this is for their popularity, it's not one that I'm going to be in a huge rush to come back to. And the reason I say that is because I think it does what it does well in the spirit of the moment. As I say, your foot is tapping, keeps you going as it's going along, it keeps you energized for its entire runtime. But for me, I felt the chorus was okay. They've got much better. Can't remember the name of the last one they did. Eyes of... Oh, God, I'm really bad at remembering song names. Was it Eyes of something? Eyes of Doubt of... Oh, I'm going to... Anyway. The one they did in the big warehouse in Saitama. Like, aircraft hangar. That music video. That was, obviously much more of a catchy song. Arrangement-wise, it's mostly just sort of riffing and moving along. It's basically just about maintaining a sort of headbanging energy. And the bridge, I did think that actually the bridge was better than I was concerned it was going to be. When I got the vibe for the song, I was thinking, is this going to be one of those ones where they just go into the bridge and they just do a solo and then back into the chorus? No, I actually think that they did an interesting job here because the solos were well structured. I mean, ironically, this is something I said about Love Bites. In the best Love Bites songs, the thing is that sometimes their solos, rather than just being sort of twiddling for the sake of twiddling, they are very good at adding an almost sort of classical element. I said with Glory to the World by Love Bites, the solos almost, it sounds like a piece of bark. It sounds like something which is supposed to be played on the piano or the organ. That's the vibe not the exact same vibe, but I got the vibe here that this felt like something which was building up. It wasn't just solos and then back to the chorus. It was like solos starting and it goes backwards and forwards between the two guitarists, getting faster and faster. I don't think they quite launched into the final chorus as much as I was hoping. It did kind of went through the solos and then we went to a little bit of riffing, then the pre-chorus again, then the chorus. So it kind of worked, but it wasn't sort of a, whoa, what a final punch. It was more we're back to the chorus kind of thing. So overall, I like this. I thought it was good. I know some people who know that I'm not a big fan of the scream vocals might be expecting me to recoil from those. In this particular case, in the pre-chorus, it was fine. It was just I like it when it's those little punctuated bits. They're kind of cool. They just sort of give you that little punch and then back to the normal singing, punch and then back to normal singing. That's good using them as accentation. So for me, I would say that I got two very different reviews on this. As personal taste, probably in the middle for me. Not really one of my favourites. as something that I think, as a promotional song to get more people listening to Bridear, I think this is going to do them quite well. And I have to give a little bit of credit as well. I love the music video. The music video reminded me of you. This is a bit obscure. I'm expecting a lot of people watching this video probably won't know what I'm talking about. This became this trend in the last sort of like 10, 15 years with like a lot of hip hop groups doing like rap videos. They would tend to have videos that were very much this style, where you could tell it was filmed in one venue, and then you'd have like a thing come up at the beginning, which is like the record company name, and then while the song's starting, it's just like the name of the director in the corner of the director. Yeah, you can tell it's like really underground because the director's got their name. It's like a something film, and then the video would almost be like, I bought a really expensive HD camera, so everything would be really, really high quality. But always obviously filmed in like one venue. And then lots of turning shots and things like this. And yeah, so for me, this was like, it felt a little bit like that. I kind of had that sort of underground vibe to it, but that was cool actually. And it works a little bit with Bridear as well, because they kind of got that underdog appeal. Bridear are one of those bands who are not as famous as I suspect they really could expect to be. But certainly what they do extremely well. And I'm glad they're still going. I'm glad that there are a lot of, like Bridear fans are great. I know a few Bridear fans from my community who really support them, and that's just great to see. I think they're a really strong band, really strong proposition. I hope they continue to do well. I hope that this song does well for them, and I hope that they back up this kind of really good crowd pleaser with some of their interesting experimental stuff that they occasionally go into as well. Anyway, these are my thoughts as always. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, all the liking and subscribing and usual stuff. Remember, my main channel where I do my proper reviews and everything is Backer Broadcast. I'll link that below. Also do like a lot of podcasting stuff on Ears to These, which is really fun with Neon Reaper and with Reactomat, Benedict from Reactomat. We do that, so do feel free to check that out as well. And until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao. Always struggle to find a stop button. There it is.